Hello and a very warm welcome to all our viewers. My name is Lara and we're here at Bite Me Burger in DIFC. Now joining me this morning is a very special guest, and of course we're talking about Dr. Ruchi Dana, the CEO as well as the female behind the Dana Group of companies. Hello and a very warm welcome. How are you doing, Dr. Ruchi?
Thank you so much, Lara. It's my pleasure. I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm very well. Thank you for asking, and it's such a pleasure to have you with us on the show this morning.
It's my absolute pleasure. It was really good to actually get out of the house and come out and network, because these are such difficult times, and it's really good to actually go out and network and collaborate. I really love the initiative that you guys are putting on. Thank you so much.
We're very happy to hear you say that. Now, Dr. Ruchi, tell us a little bit more about who is Dr. Ruchi Dana. Where are you originally from? How long you've been here in the region for? And what are the different business activities that you're involved in?
Sure. So I'm Dr. Ruchi Dana. I was born and raised in the Middle East. So I was born in Libya. It's in north of Africa.
Yes.
And we lived there for around 10 years. Then when the Libyan sanctions happened, my parents moved to Dubai. I stayed back for a couple of years with my mom, and my dad moved to Dubai. And then eventually in 1994, we finally came to Dubai, the entire family. So, but originally we are Indians, and both of my parents were doctors. And then when my dad came here to Dubai, he started his own business in terms of medical equipment trading and general trading and all. And now our group has grown significantly. And my dad has been on the Forbes top Indian leaders list for the last 5 years.
Congratulations.
So we have been fairly good for the group, and it's very well diversified. So we are mainly into manufacturing of industrial products like steel and oil, but we are also a little bit into retail, real estate, and in terms of healthcare, because we are a family of doctors, we do have a hospital and a nursing college in India, and we do have some other warehouse complexes and all, and hotels in India. But in terms of the operations here in the Middle East, it's mainly industrial activities. So it's steel and oil. And I personally am very passionate about healthcare as well. And because we are a family of doctors, we actively look out for healthcare startups and investment opportunities in the healthcare space.
That's fantastic. Wow, congratulations on all those achievements.
Thank you so much, Lara.
Okay, how did you come across the IWES platform, the International Women's Entrepreneur Society?
Yeah, I was actually speaking at one of the events, and I met Cardella. She just reached out, and I was really excited to see that there's a platform like this. And the main thing is that since there's not many networking events happening at this moment, so it's good you're trying to move everything virtual, and there's a platform where people can actually showcase their skills and their expertise and their small businesses that they're working on. Because when Cardella mentioned that when she goes out to these conferences and she meets women who are really putting out their best each and every day and thriving, and that the opportunity is just not there anymore because there are no more live events. So it's really good that you're putting it up in a digital format, and I really love it because I am so passionate about women empowerment and how women work really hard to get to achieve so much in their lives, specifically when there's so many problems at home, at work and everything. But still, if you're trying to do something on your own as a small startup, it's really encouraging, and I really like to promote those women, and I want them to come on a single platform, because then it will be much more easier to actually find deals, find other networking opportunities, find collaboration opportunities. Because at these times of crisis, when there's COVID-19, not many people have surplus cash to actually pay out to people, but there are opportunities of actually barter. So you can provide your services, and in return the other person can provide his services. So I think a platform like this would be really beneficial in times of COVID-19.
Absolutely, I completely agree with you on that. Now, Dr. Ruchi, what advice do you have for the female entrepreneurs out there that are setting up their own businesses or already have established businesses? What tips from your years of experience and expertise, what would you say to them?
Sure. I would love to congratulate them, first of all. If they're even thinking about starting a business, I think this is the best time to start a business, because crisis always brings a lot of opportunities. So everybody is so sunk up about thinking about COVID-19, the circumstances, that not many people are actually thinking positively. But I think this is the best time to actually start a business. If you look at historical startups or companies that have come up, most of them have started in times of recession. If you look at GE or GM, or even the recent tech startups like Airbnb and almost all of them had started during a time of recession, because in times of recession you don't have enough resources and you are actually forced to bootstrap your startup, and you are forced to do something that's much more sustainable. Instead of like when there's ample of funding, people often startups often get carried away with that wind, and they like tend to like move away from the sustainable way and just care about valuations. But at times like these, it's really important to think about sustainable business models, think about like building your foundations really hard, and that's really important. Couple of tips I would love to give to women is like, instead of looking for dilutive capital like angel or VCs to actually invest in your company as equity, I think there are a ton of resources available right now for non-dilutive capital. So that would be like a number of grants are available in terms of like COVID-19 grant relief, small business relief packages. A lot of governments like all over the world, a lot of governments are actually working on this. A lot of corporates are working on their CSR activities, so like they're trying to support small and medium enterprises. So that's really good. I think it's the best time to take advantage of these things, because it's just a question of actually applying to all of these applications, because there are so many resources, and I'm happy to share some links as well. So it's I think in a more systematic way, it would be like if you just come up with a Google sheet of all the applications for grants or relief packages or competitions. If you just come up with a Google sheet and enter like the deadline, and then just sit in one day and try to finish like 10 or 15 of them in one go, because that becomes, it's almost like a productivity hack, because you can complete a ton of applications in a single go, because you almost have to just copy paste the answers and just like tailor them a little bit to the application. So apart from government grants, corporate CSR budgets, there are also a lot of competitions that are happening. So like DU, Etisalat, and various like accelerators and incubators from this region, they are having a number of competitions. A lot of people are actually looking for solutions, a number of tech solutions as well, because suddenly the world has moved towards digitalization, so everybody is looking for tech solutions. So that would be a good place to start.
Fantastic. So thank you so much for sharing those with us. I'm sure the audience will be very grateful for that as well. Now, being a successful female entrepreneur here in the region for many years, what would you say has been your greatest obstacle or greatest challenge as a female in the Middle East?
Yeah, I would say like in our family business, like Dana Group of companies, there were initially a lot of challenges because it's an industrial products company, so we are into steel and oil. So not very often you see like females in this industry. So that was initially challenging, but overall it became a good experience, because I just went with the flow. And like one of the other challenges that I faced back then was because I'm a doctor. I studied medicine prior to business school and prior to joining the business. So as doctors, you don't usually wait for anybody, because it's usually the patients that wait for you. But in terms of like doing your own business, you definitely have to go and wait for people. You have to wait for appointments and all of that.
Absolutely.
So that becomes challenging in the beginning, especially coming from a doctor's mindset. But I realized that this is just part of the game, and you just have to go with the flow, because otherwise if you just sit with your egos and all, then nothing is really possible. I think that's the truth. And
I completely agree with you on that. Completely.
So it takes a lot of hard work initially, and you just have to so think about the challenges in terms of like opportunities. If there's a way that you can convert a client, instead of like if there's some hiccup that happens, you maybe take a colleague with you and try to make them understand that this is what you're really doing, and this is it. And then if you show sincerity to your work, I think anything is possible. That's the best route. Yeah.
No, I completely agree with you on that. Last but not least, what message, generic message, do you have for the viewers that are watching us right now? What would you say to them in general?
Sure. I would love to end with a quote by Oprah Winfrey, and I adore that woman. So she said that you get in life what you have the courage to ask for. So what it means is that you always have to ask for things. Don't be shy, because as women oftentimes we feel that we'll be perceived as bossy or aggressive and all, but that's really not the truth. You just have to go and ask for what you really want in life, because the worst that would happen is somebody would say no, right? Like that's the worst that would happen. But but just go with that spirit and try to like knock on every door that you think there's an opportunity. And I think that's the only way to success, because there are no shortcuts to success.
Dr. Dana, thank you so much for spending some time with us on today's show. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, and I want to wish you continued growth and success in all your future ventures.
Thank you so much, Lara. It was my absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. And thanks so much for this initiative. I really love it. Thanks.
We're glad to have you on board. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, that's all we have time for from Dr. Ruchi Dana. My name is Lara, signing off. Until next time.